Hello fellow nerd fighters, it's Tuesday again. This is Ro, my second video for the Daily Dose of Nerds YouTube channel. This week's topic is favorite books. My favorite book is Dune by Frank Herbert. I have several of these. This is the one I chose to show you guys today because it's the one I have in English and because it's the oldest one I've got. This one is from 1984. I was 1 year old when this one came out. Yeah, I'm old. Well, it was a tough choice actually because I have two favorite books. And both by the same author. This one, which is Dune, the first one, and the third one, which is called Children of Dune. The reason that I chose this one is because without the first one there would be no third one, and because this one reminds me of something very special of my childhood. Actually, my first memory as a child is sitting in the living room with my dad watching the movie based on this very book that I've got here. I remember being 4 years old and sitting with my dad watching this really odd movie about giant sandworms and these really weird people dressed in what they call steel suits in this planet entirely made of sand when there was almost no water, and water was so necessary to live that they had to wear those suits in order not to waste the water of their bodies, because there would be an actual risk of dying if they did. And there was this substance called spice that was the most appreciated substance in the whole universe. Actually, the whole universe would revolve around it, and it was a drug. But it was a drug that would prolong life and that would expand consciousness in a way that would enable space traveling, and that's basically what Dune is about. Also, spice enables the book main character to see the future. It's so amazing. I love this book. I have chosen two quotes from the book to read to you guys. The first one is very short, and it explains basically how difficult life on the planet Dune is. The planet is actually called Arrakis, but they call it Dune because it's entirely made of sand, as I told you before. It says, God created Arrakis to train the faithful. And it says, from the wisdom of Muad'Dib by the Princess Irulan. All the quotes from the book that the chapters start with are made as if they were extracts from other books. It's very cleverly made. I don't know, it's so hard for me to explain because I love it so much. But it's like this. Irulan, the princess, a daughter, one of the daughters of the emperor, she loves to write, and she writes all of these books. Extracts of this that she wrote about Muad'Dib and the universe and spice and all these things. The chapters of the book start with these, and they tell you bits about the history untold that you start learning about as chapters and books go by. And the other quote that I chose tells you a little bit about how Paul Atreides, that they call Muad'Dib, how he sees the future. Okay. Muad'Dib could indeed see the future, but you must understand the limits of his power. Think of sight. You have eyes, yet you cannot see without light. If you are on the floor of a valley, you cannot see beyond your valley. Just so, Muad'Dib could not always choose to look across the mysterious terrain. He tells us that a single obscure decision of prophecy, perhaps the choice of one word over another, could change the entire aspect of the future. He tells us the vision of time is broad, but when you pass through it, time becomes a narrow door. And always, he fought the temptation to choose a clear, safe course, warning. That path leads over down into stagnation. From Araki's Awakening by the Princess Irulan. If you have the time to read this, just read it because it's such an amazing book. Dune by Frank Herbert. There are also so many of these. I have read 15 or 16 of these because they keep coming out. Once Frank died, his son kept on writing. As I think I have told this in my previous video. This is how much I love this. And I should stop talking now because we set a 4-minute limit. Okay, see you next week, you guys. Mwah.